Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the Connected Campus podcast. I'm so excited to feature my first guest for my first episode. This is Ivanna Ortiz. Ivanna, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a sophomore. I am from Mexico, and I work at Campus Services as a marketing and communications intern.
Oh, that's awesome. Are there any campus organizations you're involved in?
Yes, so I am in LATSA, which is Latinos in San Antonio. I am an officer, and I also do marketing for them as a photographer.
That's perfect.
Mm.
I love to hear that. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you got into marketing? How you knew you loved marketing?
So I think it all
No, keep going. It's fine.
I think it all started whenever I was younger. I always kind of liked to mess with the camera. From there on, my love for a photography grew, and so did my love for marketing and graphics and communications.
That's awesome. How did you get this marketing position at Campus Services?
So I had applied through Handshake, and I initially worked customer service at the front of the office, which is just attending to customers, answering phone calls, and basically just resolving all of their problems that they might have. And then after that, I got the chance to apply for marketing in the same department, so here at Campus Services, which whenever I had the opportunity, I kind of was I didn't know, I was on the fence about it, but then I ended up applying and I really love it right now. I'm really happy.
Wow, I'm really glad to hear that. And if you didn't know, me and Ivana are on the same team at Campus Services, and she's such a great asset, and we really love having her. So,
Thank
Ivana,
you.
I heard you mention something about Handshake. Can you share a little bit about what that is for the students who might be watching?
So, Handshake is a website that is used at UTSA. It's also used at various other campuses, but we use it here at UTSA. So, through Handshake, you are able to apply to jobs that are on campus. So, any on campus job will be posted through Handshake, and then you just submit all of your paperwork and everything, and it'll tell you the job requirements, whether it's work study. So work study is a type of job that is offered here at UTSA where you're giving the money to your tuition, and then basically you get paid through that certain amount that you were given.
Great. And how do you think those work study on campus jobs affect or help benefit these students?
So I definitely think that work study is a great asset to UTSA, especially because we do have a lot of students that are not able to have a car. They just don't have a car, and it is a very walkable campus, especially if they're living in a dorm. They're able to walk to work and just go back home without having to um, leave campus. So basically, they have everything here that they need.
That's great. Are there any skills you've learned in your marketing communications role that you wouldn't have learned had you not had this position?
So I learned a lot about Adobe Express. So I had certifications in Excel, Word, and Outlook, all of those, but I never really tried with Adobe. Where here at Campus Services, I had to learn, but it's great. It's benefited me, and through LATSA, I now am able to actually make the graphics instead of just doing photography. And then I also was able to learn about Lightroom Classic. I learned that through you, actually.
Love that.
And now any pictures I take at any of the LATSA events, I edit them before I make them into a graphic, so it just makes it look a little bit cleaner.
And has Adobe enhanced your portfolio and skill set?
It really has. I mean, I'm hoping that we could get a certification or a training in that. I'm really looking forward to that in the future. It would be great just so we could have an official document, but for now
Yeah,
it really has enhanced our portfolio.
Well, for my listeners, if you didn't know, UTSA is an Adobe Creative Campus, so we do have, as students, access to all those free resources, and we highly suggest that if you haven't checked them out, you do so. Play around, explore. They're super great resources that you won't have free access to forever, so definitely check those out. Ivana, you keep mentioning LATSA. Can you tell me a little bit about your officer position and what drew you to this organization?
So I am originally from Mexico. I was born and raised there, and I actually heard about LATSA as a freshman, my first semester here. I joined. I really wasn't that involved, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I went to one or two events, But I had the membership, and I guess I really never took advantage of it, and I never really took advantage of the benefits um, that LATSA has to offer until I became an officer my spring semester, my spring freshman semester. I had actually just um, I made a lot of friends, and then once I actually started to get more involved, went to because we offer volunteering opportunities. We have a partnership with Teleton, which is a non-profit organization that helps um, children with disabilities or
Oh,
special
wow.
needs.
That's really great. I love to hear that.
So it's a rehabilitation center, so they offer like physical therapy for them, and we work very closely with them. We have our members volunteer for them, and it's a great partnership that I really didn't know could have been offered as a student here. Another thing is our academic opportunities. So we are offered the chance to meet. We have various guest speakers. So last semester I had the privilege of speaking to Federica, which is she is the CEO of Teleton. So
Wow.
in Mexico, Teleton is one of like the biggest organizations, if not the biggest organization that helps children. So it was great to have the chance to just speak with her for a few minutes, and I really enjoyed that opportunity.
Sounds like an awesome opportunity. I'm so glad you got to experience that, and hopefully we can hear more about your LATSA experiences later on. What is one accomplishment with LATSA that you're really proud of?
One accomplishment with LATSA that I'm really proud of is definitely knowing how to deal with certain situations and knowing how to help people, because we have a code of conduct, and then there's some knowing how to deal with difficult situations in a professional way, and that also helped me here at the office as well, because you're not always going to get along with anybody or everybody, let's say, but it's still very important to know how to maintain those relationships and keep it professional and how to deal with those situations.
For sure. How do you balance being an officer at LATSA, working in campus services, and keeping up with all your classes?
Okay, so my first semester, I think that I really didn't do much other than work and just school. I loved it, but I did feel like I was missing something. Like I had time, and I always, like, I like to plan for myself. I like to put goals for myself. So I definitely thought, like, I need to do something with myself. Everyone thinks I was like crazy. Like, you're a freshman, your first semester. What are you doing? Enjoy it. But I was able to perfectly balance it. I mean, since I was in high school, I lived in a dorm. I lived away from home. Went to high school here in San Antonio. And then played 3 sports, and I was a student ambassador. And so while I was studying. So I guess it's always kind of like been in me to stay busy. I love staying busy. And then this semester I actually got a dog. So that's one more thing on my plate. But I'm doing good, actually. I'm surviving. Well, I'm actually not. I'm more than surviving. I'm really happy everywhere. I don't know how to do it, honestly. I guess it's just also prioritizing my mental state as well, mental health.
That is very important.
Yeah, because if not, I don't think I would be able to do it if I wasn't like taking a break as well.
Are there certain things you do to help your mental state and stay?
So I love indoor cycling classes.
Okay, wow.
Love them so much. I don't know why. I've really enjoyed them, but I have been recently also like taking a walk, mostly because I do like my dogs, but I love just like taking a walk. Not listening to music, just like being in a calm silence. I think it's because my day is so busy with a lot of sounds and on my phone or on my computer and taking pictures, cameras. So I really just like taking a moment to breathe in complete silence with my dog.
I love that. I'm the exact same way.
In the summer, swimming was amazing.
Swimming! Yes, I'm such a people call me a fish out of water. I swim so much.
I know.
Wish it was summer. Okay, what advice would you give other students wanting to get more involved on campus?
I would definitely say to join an First of all, if you want to work, there's so many jobs out there. They Working at UTSA, what I love about working at UTSA, especially at Campus Services, is it's a student job and it's so flexible because you are a student before being a worker. That's why it's a student worker. So it's really flexible, and I just think it's a wonderful environment. I would definitely say if you could find a job, get a job. It doesn't have to be something big, but it's great. And then also join an organization. There are organizations for absolutely everything and anything, and if there isn't one that you like, create your own.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my recommendation for sure.
I think that's really great advice, and coming from someone who's also working a student position job, those jobs are real experiences that real employers will see, and they do count towards something. It's not some silly little part-time job. It's a real thing, and you're really valued on campus as a student employee. I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about your experience in general at UTSA. What do you think makes UTSA a unique campus?
So, personally, I have always been very fond of UTSA since I was little. I have pictures from when I was 5 years old hugging Rowdy. So, I do. I will show you them.
Yes, we'd love to see that.
My dad went to UTSA, actually. He graduated here. He graduated with a business administration major and a minor in marketing. So I think I'm kind of following in his footsteps in a way. But he kind of always put that love in me for UTSA. And it's kind of just a family thing. I mean, I love coming to UTSA. I love walking through the buildings and just getting the feeling that, my dad was here. And my dad lived through this too. And he also had a marketing internship. And it's amazing. I think I really take it as it's an opportunity, but it's a gift, really, because not everyone's able to have that gift.
Yes, I totally agree. So you would say UTSA fosters a sense of community and
Family.
culture and family.
I would definitely agree with that.
That's great to hear. Have you noticed any challenges during your time at UTSA of students struggling to get involved or access campus resources?
So I had a pretty eye-opening freshman year with several events that happened my freshman year, which was last year. I think it was I came from a small town, a small border town, and I think it was just really different it was a lot of people. For me, it was a lot of people. But I wish people knew a little bit more about, parking and all the resources that UTSA has to offer, whether it's the rec. A lot of people don't know how amazing the rec is. The rec is
really awesome.
Yeah, the rec is awesome. I think the wellness resources are amazing as well. We do have pretty good wellness resources. I just think we need to do a better job about as students about reaching out, and as workers putting it out there more, especially as marketing. And for campus services, I know we try our best. Sometimes it's really difficult to meet the market and
reach those students.
Yes. But we try our best, and we've done a pretty good job with that, actually.
I would say so too.
Yeah.
We do have the Wellness Center here on campus, and that is a free resource for students who you pay your tuition. You get to go see a doctor if you're feeling sick or whatever. We do have free counseling here at UTSA as well. Students get a certain number of counseling visits every semester, and it's really something that's not taken advantage of enough. So we highly suggest you do that. Looking for student orgs, we suggest you go on Rowdy Link. Rowdy Link will have all the UTSA student orgs, how you can get in contact with them, upcoming events, their meetings, and so much good information that will really help you.
Also, a lot of the student organizations, as a tip, they have social media. I think almost every single organization has social media. They will have a group me. If not, they have a WhatsApp group. There's various forms of communication. Reach out to them on social media. I answer the DMs in LATSA's account and the DMs in Campus Services account, so I have a lot. But just never be scared to reach out. Someone will always answer. There's never a stupid question. We get a lot of questions. It's never a stupid question.
There's never a stupid question. I agree with that completely. Can you share a story about a time you made a difference for a fellow student, either through campus services, LATSA, or just a normal day-to-day experience?
So I think that we could relate to this there's been a lot of times actually. I'm gonna give you like a general one that has happened multiple times. So at the front, there's not a lot, like the front desk team, there's not a lot of people that speak fluent Spanish. And here at UTSA, we have a lot of people that speak Spanish. We have a lot of parents that call. We have a lot of workers that don't speak don't speak English, I'm sorry. And I think I've had the pleasure of helping these people that come into the office, and they feel worried because some people just don't understand them, and I like giving them the sense of peace and being able to actually like communicate with them, and you know just telling them that it's going to be okay and we'll figure their problem.
That's really touching. I really am glad that you have this heart for service and helping people. It's really what this community needs, especially with all the bilingual students here, bilingual community, the culture of San Antonio, all of that. Talking a little bit more about you personally, how has being involved with campus services and LATSA shaped your personal and professional goals?
So I'm gonna be honest, I loved marketing, but I kind of didn't really see myself or envision myself working in a marketing field yet until I started working here. I started working here and I was like, wow, this is what I want to do. This is what makes me happy. If you love what you do, it's never gonna feel like you're actually working, and I totally believe that, and that's how I feel when I work here. I love it, and with LATSA, I enjoy it so much. I don't see it as a job. I see it as something that I do for fun. I feel like it's fun. I love it.
Yeah.
I love talking to people. I love resolving all the problems. I don't know. And it's really like people tell me like that's odd. Like how do you like fixing problems and like people are being rude? How do you like dealing with that? I'm like I don't know. I think it's just in me. I would like to think of it as a gift, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really made me realize what I want to do for like the future, what I want to do with my life.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad you had this realization so young in your life, honestly. You get to explore so many career paths and find what your interests are. Okay. So even though you are just a sophomore, is there anything you're hoping to accomplish here at UTSA before you graduate?
I think that before I graduate, I would like to have a full-time job.
Okay, wow.
That's a pretty big goal, but I think that's one I could accomplish honestly, I've been told this by a couple of our bosses that I'm going to have a full-time job before I graduate. And I hadn't really thought about that until they told me, and I was like, let's hope you're right. So that now I made it my goal. So hopefully I can find a good job that I don't think of as a job that I love in marketing before I graduate.
Yeah. Just adding more to your plate every day, it sounds like. Nothing's overwhelming for Ivanna. This is great. I love it. Is there any advice you would give to an incoming freshman or new student, transfer student, international student about making the most of their time at UTSA?
I would definitely recommend joining an organization. Through an organization, you meet so many people. Like, for example, in LATSA, you meet people that are connected everywhere. You make so many connections, and you can ask a question about the most random thing, and somebody will have an experience with that. It's amazing because I'm not saying you're gonna get along with everybody, but there's gonna be someone there you are gonna understand that you're gonna get along with.
Yeah. And we can't express enough how important connections are, whether that's personal or professional. To know someone is probably one of the greatest gifts you could ever have or receive. Referrals are awesome. friendships are even better.
Yes.
So highly recommend that. Yvonne, I actually got this job through a referral from a previous coworker, referred her from her front desk customer service job and said, Ivana's really good at marketing. I think you guys should interview her. And we didn't even interview her. We were just like, this girl's awesome. We need to hire her. So we hired her.
And I just did the same with someone at the front as well. So I gave him a referral, and he is currently doing training right now at the front.
Yes,
so the world works through connection.
Yeah, it pays to know who you know, for sure. And only a couple more questions for you today. If you could add one thing to campus that would make it a little better, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would definitely say, like, an ice cream shop. Like, I'm so sorry. I love ice cream. I love ice cream. Like, I would definitely love it if we had, like, an ice cream, like a soft serve ice cream shop, and then in the winters we could make it, like, hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. We actually, Yvonne already knows this, but just for my viewers, we actually do have an ice cream truck on campus. I would say it's different than an ice cream store.
Yeah,
Stores have a certain vibe to them. You know, you can't really replace that in-person experience. Is there a certain ice cream that you would want inside this store?
Bluebell.
Bluebell?
I love Bluebell ice cream. It's so good.
So just because of that, she's going to be the last guest of my podcast because I hate Bluebell ice cream.
You hate Bluebell ice cream? If you guys didn't know, Maddie has, like, a weird thing. Like, she likes weird stuff, but people, like, not, she doesn't like common things. She likes, like, weird things. I don't know. You don't eat a hot dog, you just eat the sausage.
Yeah, I don't like the bread.
I can't.
Well, to finish out our podcast, I want to thank you so much, Ivana, for coming on here with me.
Thank you for having me.
It's been such a joy to learn about you, your experiences with Campus Services, LATSA, and all of your other student involvement. I really appreciate your time today and sharing it with all of us.
Thank you so much for having me. I love your podcast.
Thank you. Don't forget to stay tuned next week for another episode on Connected Campus.